Millions of women believe wrinkles, brain fog, anxiety, poor sleep, and fatigue are simply part of aging. What if many of these symptoms are actually your nervous system?
It's signs of your body telling you, woman, listen, we need to take care of this because everyone is going to age. And this is a natural transition in women. The more you know, the more you take your health in your hands, the better.
We have a very aligned mission of helping women feel good about themselves inside and out.
Probably we're going to inspire a lot of women, I think, to feel that they are not alone. Reclaim again the power within that you have as a woman.
Welcome to today's podcast episode of the Nervous System Beauty Coach. I'm honored to have Claudia Solis, a Master Transformational Coach, a SOMA Breathwork mentor, one of my mentors when I was going through the SOMA Breathwork instruction. Claudia is a retreat leader based in Chile with over 15 years of experience as an energy healer, cacao facilitator, and 5 years specializing transformative powers of conscious breathwork. Claudia specializes in navigating menopause, helping them calm the nervous system, shift their mindset, and restore their energy through breath, meditation, and sound. Claudia has guided hundreds of women to reconnect with their inner pharmacy, claim their worth, and cultivate self-love, and has trained hundreds of people worldwide, including me, to become a certified SOMA Breathwork instructor. Her mission is to guide women through this life transition with tools for greater calm, clarity, and vitality. So I'm honored to have Claudia join me today because we have a very aligned mission of helping women feel good about themselves inside and out. So welcome, Claudia.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. And thank you for having me here, Patrick. And hello to everyone who's going to watch this episode. Hopefully, we're going to have a very deep conversation where probably we're going to inspire a lot of women, I think, that's women to feel that they are not alone and that people that wants to support this journey.
This podcast is sponsored by Ling Sun Energy Lift. Do you ever feel puffy, tired, dull, or you feel like you're aging? This is my secret tool for facial lifting and body wellness. So how I prepare for podcasting or having meetings, looking refreshed, rejuvenated, minded. I'm 51 years old, so I need all the help I need. The secret is we are not our age, we are our energy. What is the Sun Energy Lift? So basically, it utilizes the natural rejuvenating powers of far infrared energy. So far infrared energy is actually the energy from the sun. It's natural, works immediately. It leaves my face authentically younger, sculpted, lifted, contoured in minutes. Do-it-yourself device from home, professional level. This is a secret what Ling has been selling for years to the leading luxury resorts and spas around the world for immediate rejuvenating benefits, right? So I'm giving you the secret to how to look authentically younger in minutes. So click the link below and let's get back to our podcast.
Yes, Claudia. Yes, so millions of women believe wrinkles, right, brain fog, anxiety, poor sleep, and fatigue are simply part of aging. But what if many of these symptoms are actually your nervous system and asking for help, right? So today, we're so glad to have you here. Let's understand more about your background and how did you first discover breath work and why are you dedicated to helping women?
Yeah, so this is it's a good question, and I love to always talk about it because everything that I do or everything that I've done in my therapeutic journey helping people is always coming from my own journeys in my own healing, right? Everything that I teach, everything that I try to work with other people is because it helped me in some part of my life to heal. So when I was 48 years old, I had an hysterectomy where they removed ovaries and uterus. And probably a lot of women who have, passed with that experience, they told me, okay, this is a very, normal surgery. Now you go home, take this hormone replacement and have a good life. But I was feeling really strange and weird. I didn't have any even space to make questions about it or even have like someone who maybe explain to me what is really going to happen with my body and my soul and my life after this surgery. Because when we have an hysterectomy, you get into menopause right away. Like you don't have that process of feeling that your hormones are declining. This is just like one day you had it, next day you don't. So it's very strong. And fortunately, when I was 48 and had this surgery, I was already being an energy healer for almost 12 years. So I knew a lot about energy. I knew about flower medicine, and I knew about the power of the body. So I was really feeling that there's something else, like there's something else that I know that I can find that is going to help me to come back to my body, especially with the lack of energy that I was feeling. That was really scary, because I never ever had like felt that way. I always been very intense, active woman, but few days after the surgery, I was completely drained, like lack of energy at all, no energy at all. Sorry. So I was like, okay, I need to find something to help me. And funny enough, I saw a Wim Hof reel in Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, this man, that is the energy that I need to reclaim. Right. Like I saw myself in this energetic man. But I just came across SOMA Breath, and I did one daily dose with Niraj Naik, and I was like, it blew my mind how fast, with only 20-minute breath work, I was feeling again energized, and again myself, and again with such much activity and clarity. And I was like, what is this thing? Why I'm feeling so good just breathing? Right. And I just jump into the website and, doing some research about what is this thing that is making me feel so good. So I found the power of the breath because I need it first. So again, in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm just going to study this for myself, right? No clue, no strategy about, oh, this is something that I'm going to do in the future.
Right.
But it was so incredible, beautiful, and so intense and so deep, and give me so much awareness of the power that we have, everyone, men and women, but especially when you are navigating this unbalanced nervous system, and where your body are trying to reset everything, your brain, your systems, your body. It made me feel, I need to share this with other women. And that is why as soon as I became a SOMA Breath instructor, I started, sharing this with other women, trying to help them first to understand that the power is within. We have everything inside. Our pharmacy is inside, and the breath is the bridge to do that. So that is why I'm here now with you.
Wow. So you're saying you immediately saw a positive effect,
right
the first
away.
time.
It's super fast. It's very fast. It's just, you don't need to train for weeks. And that is something that both of us know, and is such a value, right? Knowing that as soon as you start breathing with me, you're going to start feeling much better right away. It's magical. It's just magic.
So when you had your hysterectomy, you immediately went into menopause. It affected
right
your
away.
hormones immediately.
You don't have, it's just right away. Especially me, that they remove my ovaries. When women can keep the ovaries, they will have, they have to take care about removing the uterus as well. But the ovaries will still produce some estrogens and testosterone, and so it's going to be like a natural way on getting into menopause. Women who has the surgery is just like right away going into that transition, because I don't like to say that it's an illness, or I don't even like to talk about symptoms. I think there are signs. You have signs, hot flashes, brain fog, a lack of energy is signs of your body telling you, listen, woman, listen, we need to take care of this, because everyone's going to age and everyone's going to die. And this is a natural transition in women. So the more you know, the more you take your health in your hands, the more that you let yourself be with someone to teach you, right? From the wisdom, from experience, the better it will be that moment for you in your life. That is beautiful, actually, in my opinion.
Right. So it's a transition that you immediately hit. So you're saying you had low, no energy. What others?
So low energy. Low energy for me was a very big one. Hot flashes that I didn't really have a lot, but I did. So hot flashes, especially at night, are very annoying, and a woman really feel ashamed with the hot flashes, because if you have a hot flash in your work and you're sweating all over, because it's uncontrolled, you can't control that. Like, it's not hot, is something that is coming from your chest. It's very, very hard to explain, but it's just like you have a flame in your chest, and it's overwhelming, right? So it's not like you just need a fan. It's something else, right? So women get really ashamed about that. That is why they really struggle on expressing and talking about that kind of symptoms. Then you have brain fogs, like you're walking to a place and then you forgot completely why I'm here. Why did I need to come to the kitchen? Right. And then there's so many others, like itchy sensations in your body. Myself, like a crazy way to hear things, like I can hear everything. So the sounds, the smells can get really intense. Emotions all over, because again, this is happening in your nervous system. So everything is going to be like a roller coaster for some women. Lack of libido sometimes, gain weight, of course, and this sensation of, I don't know who I am. What is this woman? Right?
Okay.
And again, society, unfortunately, doesn't give us the space to retreat and to pause. And this is something that I talk a lot with my clients. It's just like, when we get pregnant, we need to continue with our life. We need to continue being successful in our work. We need to continue to be a wife, a daughter, a sister, a mother. We don't have time to retreat and to just like be with ourselves and say, what is going on? Like, what is really going on with me? Who is this woman becoming, right? And also this bombarding of, don't be old. Don't allow yourself to age. Be always young, you know? It's also a lot of stress in a woman's nervous system. And then you feel that you're on the roller coaster and you don't know where to start, like taking action on what do you feel. And that is why breath work and the work that you're going to do as well with your community is important, because as soon as you put your awareness into your breath, everything's calmed down. And then you have, again, the possibility to have more clarity about what is going to be your path in this transition and what things that you really need to take care of. How are you going to communicate to your people that you love? If you are married, if you have kids, how are you going to communicate what is happening to me, instead of, you know, just jump into rage. And this man who tell us that you become a completely different woman, you're always annoyed, you're always angry. It's because we are overwhelmed with all the things that are feeling. And some women doesn't feel that they have the choice or the space to really express. So that is why then the fights, and then, you know, there's so much struggles in a relationship about this, where of course the man doesn't know anything. You are not magicians. You don't have a ball where I can see what is going on in your head. So communication is very important as well in this process.
Well, thank you for sharing, Claudia. That's it's very touching, because you're saying it's a shift in identity. Like, you question who you are, right? It's almost, I understand, like, as in, I can't relate as a man, but I could relate as in, like, puberty, right? I remember, like, sometimes it's just like you can't control it. Like, you can't control, you're controlled by chemicals.
Exactly.
Right? And then we feel like a victim. Like, I'm just, something's controlling me. I can't help it. Is it my fault? Is it not my fault? Is it my fault? Did I do something wrong? Why am I so unlucky? Like, what happened? And it can be self-hate then. It can be self-criticism, very harsh on oneself. I can't accept this, right? So I really want to help women self-accept and self-love, and it's okay. You know, what's beautiful about what you just shared is, as we're both SOMA Breathwork instructors, there's more than hope. There's more than hope, right? So I think when we are not feeling well sometimes, not feeling our best self, what we really want is more than hope. What we want is wisdom and guidance and techniques and something proven. And is there a way to overcome this in an effective manner? Not just maybe, I don't know, pharmaceutical drugs or some type of surgery, right? So, and I think that's why we're here today, is really expound upon that there is more than hope, not just wishes, but there's, how you felt right after SOMA Breathwork, stumbling upon it with Niraj. You didn't mean to, right? Like, I think you were searching, but you didn't know that was it until you did
I
it,
didn't
right?
know it was so powerful. And what you say about adolescents and teenagers is so true. When I'm also working with women about self-love, I always say, like, when your kids are teenagers and you know that they're all over the place because of the hormones, right? They're changing hormones, men or women. And you become this tender woman and you're super, you comprehend everything. You give them a space to express. And then you are navigating for the same space and you don't give the space to yourself. Yeah, you're hating yourself and you're hating your process. So remember how care you were about that kids, that teenagers, they're suffering with hormones. Why you cannot feel the same compassion and love to yourself that you're navigating the same thing, right? So it's, again, women have this thing that is, we're always fighting against ourselves, and we're fighting against our body, and we're fighting against in the way that we think, and we have this non-stop imposter syndrome telling us that we're never enough, we're never worthy, we need to do everything perfect. And believe me or not, women, because of estrogens, we have a lot of years becoming this doer person, like we are in charge of everything. It's our nature, right? It's in our biology. So that is why I always say that such a gift to now being old, lack of estrogens or estradiol, that is the specific one, that it allows us now to see the reality that I don't need to take care of everyone else anymore. Like, I can now bring my attention to myself. That is why so many old women or women over 50 are now feeling even guilt, because I shouldn't be putting myself first, because everyone else is first. I'm the last one. But it's a non-stop force that I need to put myself back again to my first place in my list. And I think that is an opportunity. If you give yourself time to understand that, now at least we can bring our life back. It would be a very powerful process to reclaim again the power within that you have as a woman, and knowing that you did already what you need to do, and now you can embrace the power. And that can be very uncomfortable for some people. But it is what it is. And I'm going to, hopefully help women to feel that power within again.
I think you touched upon it. It's really self-love, right? And self-care meets self-love. Self-care is also self-love, but self-love is also self-care. And I think I do notice a lot of women, what's self-love, Pat? What is self-love? What is self-love? How do you self-love? You buy roses send roses to yourself. Like, what is self-love? That's a very, it's a very self-discovery journey.
Yes.
What is self-love, which I had to go through deeply and explain it to women, explain to men, like, what is self-love? So to me, breathwork is also self-love. It's also self-love and self-care, because giving yourself a moment to reset and realign and be conscious breathing. How am I doing? Why am I, carrying the burdens of the past? Right? What is self-love? So, Claudia, what is self-love to you? From what is your journey?
Yes. So I think it's even much deeper than that. Like, for me, self-love is awareness on that I need help. And I need to find someone to help me. That is a huge step for anyone. I think that realizing that we can ask for help and have the best help that we can to be ourselves again. So I think that is a huge step to self-love. Self-love, understanding that I am the person that needs to be centered in order to have everything else in my around me, life, job, relationships, also balanced. And we usually think the otherwise. I need everyone else be cool and happy, but I can be miserable. That is impossible. Again, if we know that everything is coming within, everything is inside to outside, not otherwise, then I need to be the most important person of my life then I will bring that wellness around me, right?
True.
That comfort around me. And I think that is a very, very important, hopefully more young women, young men really understand this on I am the center of the chaos, right? Because life can be very chaotic sometimes. But if I am in the center of this chaos, of this mess sometimes, I will be much more aware of what I need to do to bring this calm, right? And relax my surrounding. So also awareness, therapy. If I am stressed, if I am tense, I need a massage first. I will bring myself someone to give me a massage in my body. Also because we are so disconnected that the body knows first and then the mind, and we forget that as well. So the body is something that we need to take care. And I don't talk about being like fit like a model. It's about having a healthy body, right? A body that I will listen. So I think that self-love, it's a journey that you need to embrace from day one that you are in this earth. It's not something that you earn today. Oh, today I know how to love myself. It's something that I think it will evolve in your life, right? Like when we are teenagers and we think that we're going to eat the world, I am the best and no one is going to stop me. And then, and then we learn that, whoa, there's some struggles, there's some issues. It's not that easy, right? And then we begin to understand, okay, so who I am in this adventure, right? And it's beautiful if we think in that way. The thing that I invite everyone is to give a space for that awareness. Just give yourself time for that awareness and stop, because life is so fast. I am 56. I don't know how I am 56. Like when this happened, like yesterday was 30, right? Yeah,
You don't know.
it is.
You don't know 56, so your breath work is working.
It's working. So that moment for me, for example, choosing myself and investing in myself to take the course and becoming a SOMA Breath instructor, that was self-love as well. You know, a huge step for me to love myself, because I knew that this is going to be important in my life. So I think for everyone, it will be different. I think that we cannot like put like a word or one experience to really feel it, because everyone will be different. But one thing that we can say is that during the day or during the week, where is your time? When are you retreating? When do you have time to retreat and be with yourself, right? And if the answer is, I don't have, or I don't, well, we need to work with that, because then it's not self-love, in my opinion.
That's true. And what I got from you is self-love first starts with a degree of vulnerability, right? Allowing oneself to ask for help, ask for guidance. And also what I learned is like you're right, like self-love is I have to put myself first, but that sounds very selfish. Right? I'm the center of the universe, but what does that mean? So how I learn and explain it is be wisely selfish, not foolishly selfish. Exactly. We're all selfish, right? We're all selfish. We all want to be happy and peaceful and abundant and healthy, but it's going about it in a wise way, right? So sometimes what worked when we're in our 20s or 30s or younger doesn't work in the next decade, right? So something I'm learning is each decade of chronological aging needs a new, like you have to adapt to that situation. And you might be able to get away with anxiety and insomnia and brain fog and skin changes and all sorts of things, stresses when you're younger, just by being younger. I'll just handle it. I'll just drink an energy drink. I'll just stay up all night for the finals. I don't care. But when you get older, if you're carrying those same habits into your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that's not self-love. That's that's lack of proper care. You don't know how. But I think what's beautiful about both of us being SOMA trained is that there is a proven technique there's a proven ancient wisdom here about the body, the mind, the body, the breath, the
So,
emotions, the connection. Yeah, the soma, the connection, right? So thank you for sharing. It's really, I think the breath is really where we could start.
yeah,
Right? Sometimes we think self-love is like, well, what do I do now? Like, what can I do? Is it expensive? Is it depending on someone else? I don't know how. But what I learned is, wait, let's start at the breath first. So
exactly.
yeah,
And it's important what you're saying as well, because if we really have the awareness and if you're willing to work with an instructor, someone that can help you to, understand this wisdom, is that our mind is always going to be looking after our default mode, right? The mind likes the known, right? So that is why it's so difficult, especially for women when we get into menopause, understanding this process, because our brain is changing. Women change the brain, the woman's brain changed 3 times in our life. First, when we start ovulating, right? That is the first time that our brain is going to change. The brain changes, like the chemistry, everything. Then if you choose to be pregnant, if you choose to become a mom, your brain is going to change again. And then menopause, and this is science proven. Like there's so many scientists and doctors now talking about this, and our brain start to it change size, and then when menopause, our brain kind of tend to shrink, right? And we have less energy. That is why we feel this fatigue. That is not tiredness. Is something else. It's deeper because it's our brain lack of energy. But if we have that awareness that our mind as well, our mind always wants us to go back to the known. That is why we fight so much to just surrender to the transformation of being older, right? It's because the mind is scared. But just remember that I am not my mind slave. I am the one who control, manage my mind. So the breath and breath work and the way that you can actually bring to your clients this beautiful way of hypnosis and neurosomatic programming, understanding that this is safe. It is so safe to be old. It is okay. We're going to be okay. Let's embrace the wisdom, right? Let's embrace the wisdom of this process. We can feel friction, of course. For a lot of women, it's very, very difficult because, again, every woman is a whole universe. We cannot say, and this is something that I can share, I want to share with your community, don't allow anyone to put you in a box, right? Because you are not. You are a completely different universe. Every woman will navigate menopause in a very different way. Some women don't feel anything. They don't have any symptom, anything at all. They just like, oh, I am the same. Other women felt everything and even more, right? So we cannot put all women in one box. So this is how menopause looks like, feels like, right? That is why it's so important what we do, because we need to go to the awareness of that woman. Like, how are you feeling? How do you think this process is for you? What kind of limitations you have behind getting older, right? What are the fears of understanding that every day your body is going to be older? Like you have more wrinkles, your face is going to change.
Right.
And that is the beauty about putting all this holistic process, because it's not only, like you said before, it's not only about if you choose or not to have some hormone replacements, it's completely fine. It's your choice. But anyway, your soul has a journey. Your soul, you're not only a body, you have a soul, a being inside of you. It's having a transition and it needs your attention. So how we do that? How we connect with that part of myself? Because I have so many women taking hormone replacement. They're doing everything they need to do. They're doing workouts. They're eating well, but they still feel, I don't know who I am, Claudia. I don't know. And that is beyond,
Topical.
hormones, and it's deeper. And then with the breath, with SOMA Breath and everything that we do, is when we really get deeper into someone's transformation. And is when women arises, oh my God, like these goddesses, completely fine with the process and trusting themselves on the process and surrender. And the surrender, when you really surrender, is freedom.
Wow. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just hearing you, because that's what it's all about. It's really the women rising, the power, like the fire, the passion. And I have so many women address that with me. Say, I just want to find my power again. I just want to find my passion again. I want to find the fight, inside again. And sometimes you want to, right? You want to, but you want to make a phone call, but there's no battery in the phone left. There's only 2% left.
Exactly.
So how
we do that?
Right. So how do you want to be on your phone, but there's no more power. And that's really my mission, is that because I grew up in the family business, skincare, facial, spas. So I grew up in that environment with my mom. I first started phone consultations with women about skincare. That's how I started my career when I was 22. And that's great. That's, which moisturizer, which cream, which mask, which
it's
treatment.
Self-love.
Yeah, that's self-love, self-care also.
Yeah.
But there's so much more. And I think that's why I started this podcast. I started a CPR transformation program, merging skincare and breathwork. It's because, like you said, we could seek hormonal therapy. I'm not saying I'm against it, but you could seek it. You could try it. There's, different approaches for skincare. There's, okay, use this, use that, use this. Okay. Well, I'm going to be honest, right? And most CEOs will tell you, just buy my skincare, just buy, my moisturizer is the best. Yeah, I have great moisturizers, great creams and lotions and serums, the latest and greatest. But I'll tell you the truth, it's not enough. It's not enough. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say it's just one lotion is going to do it, because I have so many women saying, I don't recognize myself anymore. I don't recognize my face anymore. When perimenopause started, when menopause started, I don't recognize myself. My regimen's not working. My creams are no longer working. What do I do now? Do I change my cream, change my serum, try a different brand? No, 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 no. What it is you're going through a transition, like you said, and hormonal changes. However, when you're going through hormonal changes, what you said is right. Everything's out of control. You'll have a hard time to surrender. You don't know who you are anymore. You don't feel good about yourself. You may lose direction, lose energy. So that's why I think what you said is, okay, is it more than for me? Is it more than just skincare? Is it more than just hormonal therapy? Because your soul, your who you are, you're left like, what am I now? Like you said, like when you get old, some women get older. I have some women, well, my kids are all grown now. They left. Who am I now? I don't have to parent no more. Like what? Like what's your purpose? Well, I don't know my purpose, because I kind of have no passion. I was a mom my whole life, and suddenly they're grown now. It's like, okay, well, that's where SOMA Breathwork helps a lot. You're finding clarity. So did that happen to you? Like, what was that feeling? What was that feeling? What was that experience when you discovered breathwork, before and after?
And what you say is also, I think, is a turning point for women, because if you can do some research about the beauty, and there's so many women as well, something that we need to change about judgment. If you want to do, whatever you want to do in your face, that's okay. If you have the awareness that that's not enough, like you said, right? Like, I think that sometimes you just get into a room and everyone's going to tell you, oh my God, you look so amazing. And you haven't done anything special. It's just because your energy is vibrant, right? You are in peace with yourself. You are confident about who you are, right? But at the same time, I have to say that, and also to be honest, I had so many years in my life since I am a teenager. I did put a lot of value about my image for so long. Like, it was important for me to look amazing, to look sexy, to look, beautiful. And there's so much compliments about that when you are younger, that you feel that, oh, it's like the oxytocin, or the dopamine. The dopamine is like everyone feels that I'm beautiful. Everyone's,
Validation.
it's like, so the validation, the dopamine on, okay, this is something that I need to take care of. I need to take care, like a treasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we're going to get older. We're going to age.
Mm-hmm.
Our face is
Mm-hmm.
going to change. And then is when I ask, what are you going to do with your value now? Your value is not anymore in your image. And that it can be, like a cataclysm for women. And they're going to start doing everything in their power for that not to happen. Again,
True.
that's okay. But if you don't give time for yourself to really get in touch with your soul, understanding that your value is not only how you look like, it's about who you truly are. Right. How are you impacting people? How is your communication with others? How is your heart? That is what's going to make you feel happy and, with a purpose when you get older. And I think that is what SOMA Breath actually do as well. For me, it was so incredible feeling, because the awareness, again, is something that I always talk when I do SOMA Breath. Being aware of, I am thinking differently right now. Like SOMA Breath helped me to change my thoughts around beauty and aging and, what women should look like or whatever. So that is huge when you are even changing your narrative every morning. Like every morning you have a different narrative getting older. For me, a few days ago, we have a very famous actor in Chile, and he died at 70. And it's like 70, it's super young. Like I am 56. So every day for me, I feel so grateful that I wake up like I'm alive. And I think it's a privilege for me to get older. It's a privilege. It's just like, but that change with breathwork, that narrative change with that, because before you wake up and then you fight against the process. Oh, I hate to be, I hate this. I hate, to get old. I hate menopause. I hate. And that word, it's pushing your body. It's so bad for your soul, and it's so bad for your chemistry as well. There's a beautiful scientist. She's a psychologist from Yale, Becky Levy, and she has an incredible book that she explained with data that if your thoughts are negative, you will live 7.5 years less, like almost 8 years of your life, if you are constantly, feeding your negative thoughts. So how important is the way that we think? And SOMA Breath is always working with that. How you perceive yourself through your breath is actually the real perception that I will have about myself. So when you breathe, you calm down, you have more clarity, you understand about your limitations. You work with people like you, like me. You give yourself time to, be with more wisdom, with people who can teach you, can coach you. Then your perception will change. And it's so amazing. For me, it was like, oh my God, this is like, I'm so happy that I'm getting out of this narrative. But at the same time, my heart really hurts when I see so many women still, saying that, oh, this is terrible. I don't want to get older. I don't want this and don't want that. So you're actually telling to your body to die young. So that is what's going to happen. I don't want to get old. Okay, so let's die younger. Let's die at 50. Let's die at 60, because I want to be 100 years old or more. But I want to do it, of course, in health, right?
Exactly.
I don't believe that getting older is equal to be ill. And that is your mindset, right? That doesn't mean that getting older is not being ill. It's just like changing your habits, and understanding your purpose, connect with your soul, breathe every day, take care of yourself, self-love, right? And get excited with this adventure. We have one more day. It's really
perception of reality versus reality. So it's really your narrative. It's how you narrate the story, your journey, your perceptions of life. And breathwork allows us to give ourselves a space, a gap away from our normal habitual thoughts. Right? Sometimes when we wake up, I used to be like that more when I was younger. As soon as I wake up, I'm already being negative about something. I didn't want to. It's just trauma or a negative story I can't overcome yet. So it's really, sometimes if it doesn't feel good, there's no hope. And to me, beauty, what I've learned as I gotten older is beauty. If you feel beautiful, you are beautiful. If you don't feel beautiful, you're not beautiful. It's just an experience. So other people could say, oh, you're handsome, or you're pretty, but inside you're depressed, or inside you don't feel good. You're not in a good mood. You're going through something. But outside, people think you look fine. Or on social media, you look very, filtered or perfect life. But inside, so that's not beautiful. So what? You have a lot of makeup on. What happens when you take it off? What happens, for a lot of men is maybe it's not hormones, maybe it's testosterone, or maybe it's their career, or maybe it's relationships or status. What happens if it's taken away? What happens? Then your true essence comes. And it's like, And that's where sometimes it can be very scary for people. It's like, who am I really? Who am I? What you are is left with your breath, right? And aging, it's like, I don't like aging. But if you didn't age, you wouldn't be this age. The moment we're born, we're aging. The moment we're born, we're dying.
Yes.
The moment we're born, we're dying. And if we didn't born, there's no death, there'll be no birth. If there's no birth, there'll be no death. If there's no aging, there'll be no youth. If there's no youth, there's no aging.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So to me, it's really be grateful in the present moment. And youth is just, a lot of it's just perspective. It's just some people, they're older, but they're like youthful. Some people, they're young, but they walk around like they're about to die. They're so old and, no vitality no more. So it's really, I think the beauty about SOMA Breathwork is it allows you to get centered again. It allows you to reset your nervous system. So Claudia, can you explain some more? How does breath work in the nervous system? How is that correlated?
Yes, I love that. I'm just going to tell about that. So first, I think that every woman needs to understand that they are allowed to express how annoying some symptoms are, some signs are, right? We are not here to tell you like, no, everything is spiritual and, you shouldn't, complain about it. No, there's some things that are very annoying and scary, like brain fogs or the hot flashes, the lack of libido, insomnia for me, number one, women who cannot sleep. The other day, I was expressing my concern about so many women who cannot sleep because our partners are snoring or they move. And believe me, women get into that. We have our senses so open that we can feel everything. Like my husband moves a lot, he snores, and I couldn't even sleep well. I wasn't really resting, so I just moved myself to another room, and I so happy. And my husband also happy because I was like kicking his face for every single 30 minutes because I couldn't sleep. There's so many women who are so scared to say even that to their partners. So first, before we talk about our nervous system, is please communicate. Please just, have a lunch, have a dinner, have a glass of wine if you want, and talk about it. Talk it from your heart. Don't talk it from your rage, because when you talk from your rage, no one is going to be open to hear you, right? So for me, breath work and SOMA Breath is in the center. So every symptom or every sign, insomnia, brain fogs, hot flashes, lack of libido, lack of energy, these itchy sensations, everything is because we have a very unbalanced nervous system in that moment, right? Our body is resetting, our brain doesn't understand anything, what is going on here? I don't have these hormones anymore. What are we going to do, right? So imagine that in your body. And at the same time, you are a person who are very stressed. You don't sleep well. You are not eating well. You're not moving. You have a job that you hate. You are in a relationship that you hate. So you're putting more stress in your life, right? So stress is number one for women navigating perimenopause and menopause to take care about. How can you every single day, first thing you do in the morning, how you can lower your cortisol levels is doing breathing, right? What you can do every night to help you to rest and have a deep sleep, breathwork. What is going to help you to ignite energy? And we talk about this, it's not only energy in, like when we imagine like a battery. If we go to the oxygen cells, like the oxygen molecules, right? When we are breathing in this way that we breathe in rhythms and we have different techniques like holding our breath, we are getting more efficient with our oxygen. And so we're putting more oxygen into our tissues, we're bringing more oxygen into our brain. And that is very important because we need oxygen with other things like glucose in our brain to produce ATP. That is why when you're doing certain rhythms, like faster rhythmical breathing, using the pelvic floor muscles technique, that of course you can learn with Patrick, you are going to feel so much energy in your brain that you cannot even believe that exists. It's because you are activating that in yourself using breath work. And the mula bandha, or the pelvic floor muscles, is just helping you to also move your spinal fluids. Everything is activating your glands, your glands in your brain, right? So it's not like something shamanic. This is biology, right? So when you do this every day as a habit, and hear me out, woman, this is not something you do once. This is your habit. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, you breathe. You go to work, you have to eat well, you have to do workouts. Very important. You go back to your house, you need to breathe before you go to sleep. And there's so many other things that you can bring together in a program, right? That is going to help you to calm down your nervous system, meaning that it's less inflammation, a better lymphatic system, a very better nervous system. The vagus nerve is going to be super activated, so less chronic pain, right? Your endocrine system will work better. You will feel much more energy. But if you don't want to do the work and you think that this is just a magic pill that you just take every day and then you continue with the bad habits in your life, nothing is going to change. If you do the same thing, nothing is going to change. You need to start doing things differently, right? So that is the power of SOMA Breath, is because it's not something that, it's just a lifestyle. You will feel it like a lifestyle. It's going to be part of your life. And it's the way that we think, the way that we move, the way that we perceive our life, is the way that I relate with the food, is the way that I have relationships now in my life, because your breath is giving you that perception. So for me, again, and you know this, like as soon as we're doing this longer and every day, you will notice very, very fast if you have a strong breath rate or a breath pattern in your day. Like, for example, when I'm working too much in my computer, I can really feel when I am with my mouth open, or maybe I'm talking too much and I need to connect with my nose breathing, right? Because it's important, nose breathing. The nose is to breathe, the mouth is to eat. We don't breathe through the mouth. If you breathe through your mouth, you have a problem. You need to go to your doctor, because if you cannot use your nose, we have a problem there, especially because we produce beautiful molecules in the nose like nitric oxide that is also going to help you to be more efficient with your oxygen levels and inflammation. So inflammation as well is a huge thing in menopause. But again, it's a holistic process. I work with my clients in a holistic way. So how are you sleeping? How are you eating? How are you moving? How are you breathing? How are you thinking? How are your relationships? Are you happy with your work? All of those things, right? And what is about your self-care? Like, do you have time to yourself? Do you have a beauty, care? Do you take time for a massage? And then we start thinking and talking together. And then you realize, oh my God, like, yeah, I need to change a lot of habits in my life if I want to, have this transition in awareness, right? Not asleep, in awareness.
An awareness. That's a good point. Wow.
Yeah.
So Claudia, you basically touched upon that breath work actually affects the skin, affects aging
Yeah.
process, right? And that's the amazing thing is when I signed up for SOMA Breathwork to be an instructor, I didn't realize it's a direct correlation with skin and anti-aging.
Mm.
So that's my business, is skincare, anti-aging. And then when I learned through SOMA Breathwork, oh my God, nitric oxide for anti-inflammatory, right? Sometimes we get sensitive skin or redness,
Exactly.
right? Or the joints are inflamed. So that could calm the skin. Cortisol. I didn't realize cortisol destroys collagen, right? So if you could lower your cortisol, like as Claudia mentioned, through breath work, and that will lower the cortisol, lower your stress, stop the destruction of collagen. So you
Yes.
remain youthful and plump and firmer, right? So that's another great tip. I didn't know that breath work or breath retention could affect stem cell release, right? I didn't know all these things. So it affects your sleep pattern. It could help with also oxygen delivery when you hold your
Yes.
breath, right? So all these things are, most of us overlook it. We're not educated in it. We don't, the normal mainstream beauty skincare culture does not expound upon it. It's really topical. That's why I'm here to really love this unfolding, unraveling this conversation with you. The science it's not some woo-woo stuff. Okay, you breathe, everything's
Exactly.
okay. No, there's actually science to it. There's actually proven science that if you follow the breath work as a lifestyle, right, that you can regain your youth. You can slow down the aging process. It affects how you
Exactly.
look. It affects how your skin looks, your face, your expression, how you look, your aura, how you present yourself. And when you look in the mirror, it's like, oh, I look better today. You feel better. Like, oh, okay,
Exactly.
right. And if you don't look as good, then you judge yourself and, oh no, I don't look that good today. I don't feel that good. So it's a constant feedback, right? It's
Yeah.
it's like, I love what you said. It's like um your outer world is really the reflection of your inner world. But Claudia, can you expound upon what you said earlier? It's like your breath affects your perception. How does it affect your
Yes.
perception? How?
So for example, if you wake up and you're breathing like this, like already you are anxious, right? You wake up and you feel that life is dangerous. You already are in alert response. You are in a stress response. Right away, your perception of the day is going to be, everything is going to be terrible. Everything, because I am in danger. If you wake up feeling the same, but you sit down, you just connect with your breath with your nose, right? You do a little circular breathing or a rhythmical breathing, right? Or you hold your breath. You'll calm down, and then you will see, oh, actually, no, actually it's fine. Everything is well. Everything is amazing. This is going to be a fantastic day. So you are the creator of your reality. No one else is in charge, or no one else is responsible if you have a bad day. How do you wake up that day? And something more important, your day begins the night before. If you have a bad sleep, your day is going to be terrible. So don't think about your day, oh, when I wake up, how is going to be. If you, for example, today, if you drink a whole bottle of wine, and you eat a very, very, heavy meal, right? And you go to bed after a fight with your partner, for example, your next day is going to be awful already. Because you're going to have hot flashes, because alcohol increases hot flashes. Okay. You're going to go hot flashes at night. You're not going to sleep. You're not going to rest. Next day, you're going to feel, your perception of the day is going to be awful. Your breath is going to activate hyperventilation, because again, it's not that my breath is against me. is because I feel that everything is terrible and dangerous. So my sympathetic system is going to activate because my body thinks that we are in danger, right? So it's like if you're walking in a jungle and then suddenly there's a lion, you need your sympathetic nervous system because you need to run, right? But now we perceive that same reality in the jungle. We think that it's your work, is your relationship, is taking your car and drive. So your body thinks, oh, we're in danger. Let's hyperventilate, right? But you have the power to tell your nervous system, no, that is not correct. It's not accurate. It's just me having an illusion of danger. So let's calm down with a breath. Let's be aware what is real. Okay, I'm alive. I wake up. I'm in my home. Perfect. But at the same time, if your awareness is, I have a stomachache because I hate my job, it's your responsibility to find out where do you want to work. It's no one else's responsibility to tell you that. And it's no one else knocking your door and telling you, this is your perfect job. This is why you're going to. And this is something that you need to understand as women as well, is that if you don't have clarity about what you want, what are your passions, what are your purpose, how do you think you're going to manifest that if you don't know, if you don't have a clue? So again, everything is about the breath and everything is about how you manage your nervous system. And what you say about the different techniques that we use in SOMA Breath, like intermittent hypoxia, when we hold our breath, we produce more stem cells, we're giving more oxygen to our tissues and to our brain. And at the same time, we are helping our mitochondria to be more effective and young, so they can reset and they can they just put away the old mitochondria, right? And then they just bring more energy to the good one. So it's so incredible how our body function and how we forget about the magic of the breath and how the breath is the bridge to bring that magic within, right? If you give the chance, because again, it's your choice, right? But even, learning this concept and learning this technique and with visualization, with neurosomatic programming, intention settings, we can change people's feelings or emotions or states, right? So even imagine if you're just breathing with Patrick, but at the same time you're dancing with Patrick. So you have fun, you get joy again, you feel pleasure again, and then your body will recognize that as something safe. And that is when the transformation begins as well. Like, we are in this world to have pleasure. And even if we have struggles, of course, but it's your birthright, to have joy in your life. And as well, we are disconnected from that too. But that is the power of the breath. Like, we are not only giving you a spiritual journey if we want, we also can teach you everything that is going on in your body, everything that you're working with your systems. How the daily dose in SOMA Breath is because we are activating dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins in every one of our breathwork journeys. So you are already activating your cocktail, like your hormones cocktail and your neurotransmitter cocktail that we need. So that is why I feel so happy, why I feel so excited, why I feel so much energy after doing that. It's because of that.
The inner pharmacy, releasing dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, the feel-good chemicals, the relaxation chemicals, pleasure chemicals, pain-relieving chemicals. I mean, the more we could generate from inside by ourselves to, our own empowerment, self-empowerment, we unlock it, we experience those chemical sensations. That's life. That's vitality. That's the color of life, right? Exactly. So to me, I've gone from life is black and white. Life is just dark, no energy. It's like a black and white TV, old black and white TV. It's just gloomy, depressed. I'm a victim.
Victimization is huge.
Yes, I've been through that journey. Life sucks. Why am I here? There must be more, but I haven't found it yet. And then that led me to SOMA Breathwork, because I had a breathwork at a meditation retreat one time, and I had a Kundalini awakening. full blown. Suddenly it just like, I could call it's a Kundalini awakening. I could call it a Christ consciousness awakening. And it's like, oh wow! It's like, oh my God, life is so colorful. Life is so vivid. Like, oh my God, every moment so. I'm like, it's all love. It's all so beautiful. Where was this? It was just missing. I was separated from it. But the whole time, it was right there the whole time.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to do it, can be very, very hard to find and difficult to navigate yourself. And I think that's why Claudia and I are here. We've been through the tunnel. We've been through the long journey of this is not it. This is not it. This doesn't work. This works this way. So I think that's why the beauty of being a SOMA Breathwork instructor, especially our backgrounds of helping women, or our intention to help women, and that's really my heart's desire, and I could feel your passion too, is because we've been through it. We've been through the struggles. We've been through the dead end roads, or the Band-Aid approaches, the shortcuts that don't really work. And I think what's real is breath work and how to do it. But how do you do it? And I think that's where people like you and me, like, okay, well, how do you do it? What are the tips? What are the tricks?
Exactly.
Don't try to figure it out yourself, because I had to go through intensive training. Claudia had to go through intensive training, the understanding the science, the what to do, what not to do. Every situation could be a little bit different. And there's multiple layers. There's the mind, there's the body, there's the emotion, right? There's the skincare, the topical. There's, just explaining it to people. Right. And it's overlooked. And what I got from you is, what's interesting, Claudia, about the breath is that the breath can be unconscious and conscious, both. Even if you don't intentionally tell yourself to breathe, you're still breathing when you're alive. You still breathe. Right. Yeah. So you have to like grab the remote control and like, okay, let me control my breathing consciously. But if you're like you said, the magical A word, awareness. If you're not aware, then you could be hyperventilating. You could be, top heavy breather. You could be breathing in like when you were traumatized 20 years ago, like, but you don't even know you're doing it. I think that's
exactly.
where you don't know you're doing unconscious. Yes. And that's where the power comes from. The power comes back when, wait, I could control it. I could control it. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to believe until you experience it. Like your first time at SOMA, it's like, oh wow, why do I feel different? Why do I feel better? And when you feel better, you feel beautiful again.
You want more.
Yeah, do one more, right? How do I take it to the next level? How do I do it again? And you touched upon it. It's all a state of being, right? Yes. If you feel good, you look good. If you feel you look good, you feel good. It's vice versa, right? So it's all an experience. And I think that's why we're here to help people go beyond hope. There's a legitimate path that works it's everywhere. It's universal, right?
Yes.
It's universal. Yes. It's not like, oh, well, it works for these people, it doesn't work for those people. Not true. It's the breath is ubiquitous, it's universal.
It's an experience. Yes, it's an experience. And I think that something that I always say as well when I do a workshop or a webinar, I always say, listen, don't even believe me. Don't believe what I'm saying. Just try once. Don't believe what I'm saying. Don't believe that this is amazing. Don't believe that you're going to feel incredible and energized. Don't believe me, but try. It's just when you are, when you want to try something different to eat, how are you going to know that you don't like that if you don't try it, if you don't taste it? Yeah. So don't believe us, but please try, because as soon as you try, oh my God, we got you. We get you, and we got you, and we will support you. And I think that I would love to have myself in my life when I was navigating my hysterectomy, but well, it wasn't the time. But now, just give support with people who knows. If it resonates with you, just give it a try. And you will see how incredible this is, because again, like Patrick says, it's not only about the skin, it's about the soma, and the soma is the integration with your soul, body, and mind, right? That is important for you to, again, even if you use the most incredible techniques or whatever you want to put in yourself, you're going to get older anyway, right? So how beauty, like when you see a very old woman with all the wrinkles, I just think so beautiful, because that woman is already surrendered to that expression and the wisdom. And at least the woman that I've been with in my life is just like they seems to feel so free, of expectations of being something, being someone. And I think that, again, with awareness, why not feeling that before? Why wait until 90s? Why don't start feeling right now? Right?
At any age, especially when you're going through perimenopause, menopause, it's more heightened. I think it's more critical at that time, going through that transition. And I think that's where breath work allows one to have a path to regain one's confidence. So, Claudia, have you seen women like regain their confidence after SOMA breath work? What are some, is there any stories you can share? Any transformational stories?
So I have one very, 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 very deep story with a woman 1.5 years ago, probably. She came to me, she was 60 years old, 60. And she couldn't even, we couldn't even did 5 minutes breath work because she couldn't breathe. She was taking depression pills to sleep. She was very overweight. She was feeling miserable. She was struggling with her relationship in that moment. And she just felt that everything was her fault. So she was in a very, very bad state. So the first month, the only thing that we did together was putting your hand in your belly area and just breathe through the nose to your belly, to your diaphragm. And remember, the diaphragm is this muscle that you have down your ribs that is going to activate your sympathetic nervous system. So this woman couldn't even breathe correctly. So we just did that. We worked together for 1 year. She got out of the depression pill. She got out of the sleep pill. She much more fit, feeling energized. She could recover her relationship. But the most sad thing was that she told me a few months after, like, I thought that something was wrong with me. One, no one in her process talked to her about menopause. The doctor was like, oh, you're depressed. Take these depression pills. Everyone was thinking that she was crazy. So she was going to shrinks and people who actually didn't help her. And then when she found this, and when I was explaining, listen, this is just hormone imbalance and no one told you about this. And we're going to work together on that awareness and gaining again your trust about that you are amazing and beautiful. And this just was a misunderstanding of your process. She completely turned into a different woman. Completely different woman. Again, she could lose weight. She was sleeping great. She again felt energized. She got away out of the pharmaceutical things. She was connected again with her partner. And it was beautiful to see. And also, feeling like, oh my God, and now I feel after 1 year that we worked together, she's like, I feel so much energy that I think I'm going to become an entrepreneur. She was having ideas and she was having more clarity. Oh my God, it was beautiful. Just like incredible. And also I have a very tiny, not tiny, but like maybe a person who worked with me only for 1 month. I have this woman as well too. And she said, after doing this breathwork with you, Claudia, I could feel aroused again. I thought I lost that. And she was crying, like, I thought I lost that. And now when I breathe faster, when I use the technique, I feel this beautiful sexuality coming back to me again. And I completely can resonate with my body. I can relate with my body. And understanding that pleasure doesn't mean that I need someone behind me or this is for someone else. That is also something beautiful that I work with women in this age. It's just like, you need to remember how you feel pleasure with yourself first, right? So there's so many stories about pleasure, about, connection, about even women who could really feel like more activating the brain, like they were entrepreneurs or CEOs and they need to, perform because they have a team and they need to, continue with the work, and just doing different kind of breath work, they could really get out of the fear of the brain fog. They understood that they need to take care of the stress as well, because we're not going to respond with the stress the same that we did when we were younger. So at the same time, changing some habits and changing some things is going to also help you to be more efficient if you, again, work in a company, or if you have if you're an entrepreneur. So, it's so many. I can be talking for hours about the experiences.
But Claudia, in brief, like for people who are skeptical or they don't know how it works, how do you explain all that? How do you explain the person finding the libido again, or overcoming the depression's gone? Like, how does SOMA Breathwork do that? Like, why?
Because of the same thing that we explained before. It's because we are working with our physiology, and our brain has the ability to produce some chemistries, right?
Right.
Just remember that when we get menopause, when we're menopausal, right? 1 year after our last period, right? We don't produce any more libido in our brain, right? We need to now get back to the body and help the body to remember what pleasure looks like, feels like, tastes like, right? So it is a journey. It is a journey, a beautiful journey if you want to, but it will require a lot of work for yourself. Again, like the lack of libido is not a punishment, in my opinion. And I think it's just an opportunity to get out of this sense that I need to be the one producing pleasure to another person. That is my role as a woman. And now, again, hope you can again have this relationship of what really makes me feel pleasure. Me, not the other, me. What is my relationship with my body? Because if you feel that your body is ugly, how do you pretend to feel pleasure again, right? But at the same time, because we are breathing, producing more oxygen, having more efficiency with the oxygen, squeezing the pelvic floor muscle when we can produce the movement of our spinal fluids to the brain, activating my glands, helping my body to produce that chemistry. But at the same time, if you have a low and bad relationship, it's not going to work. Again, we go back to what you really are seeking in the 50s. And this is something that can bring a lot of frictions. What are you really seeking after your 50s if you have a partner on intimacy? That is why, again, our work is so important, because it's not only about feeling libido again. It's about why do you want to feel that again? But to your question, it's because we are producing chemistry within, right? We are activating our glands again. And the breath, if you don't know, in Tantra is one of the keys of pleasure. So if you're also allow yourself to be playful with your partner, do breath work together. There are some instructors that work with couples, right? Where you can bring a circular breath with sound and with connection. It will be the best intimacy in your life, believe me. Much better than when you're young. I don't want to go back to that moment where you're like scared, oh, should I'm beautiful or not? I am giving pleasure or not? If he having fun, should I perform like this? Oh my God, so much stress in the bed. And now it's much more about really having fun, but I think, again, it's about you and self-love and self-care, giving you the opportunity to understand that. And energy, again, remember that oxygen, we need oxygen to get energized, right?
Right.
But in a good way. It's not hyperventilation. That is oxidation, not the same. Don't confuse. When we talk about energy with Patrick, it's because we are giving you that training where you can hold your breath and release the oxygen molecules to your tissues. from your
Mhm.
bloodstream to your
Mhm.
brain that really needs that energy, that oxygen to produce more energy, ATP. So it's just about physiology and biology. And it's so beautiful to recognize again this beautiful temple that we have
Mhm.
as a body. But for some reason, we are fighting against instead of listening what my body needs now that I'm getting old, right? What I really
Right.
need with my body to
Uh-huh.
transit in a better way.
Right. I always tell my skincare clients that we are not our age, we are our energy.
Yes.
Right. So
Age is
that's
just a
why,
data.
yeah, age is just the chronological,
Yeah.
but
And
it's really
someone,
your,
yeah.
yeah, it's just your energy, right? We're not a
Yes.
age, we're our energy. Your energy dictates your age or people how people perceive you. Right. That's why
Exactly.
I have one of these devices I'll show you one day, or we'll do it next time, is this is called the sun energy lift. So basically this emits far infrared energy, FIR energy. So you're getting the same energy from the sun without the UVA, UVB damage. So what
Ah,
happens is this boosts the energy in my skin, my tissues, um, stimulates the collagen growth, lymphatic drainage, depuffs, puts energy back into my face. When I have energy in my face, I look younger, I look more contoured, more awake, more
yes. More
rejuvenated,
awake.
yeah,
Yeah.
more awake,
Like
more
with more
confident.
awake, right?
Exactly. So it's really sometimes people age, it's not really anything, it's more energy. It's your energy. You're fatigued. Your face is fatigued, or you're wearing a lot of stressful emotions, or you're getting older. And what happens, like you said, Claudia, is physiology, right? It's our outer world affects our inner world, right?
Yes.
The news, the stock market,
Oh my
someone
God.
says
Yes. Don't watch
something,
TV, please. Don't watch
right?
TV.
Right. Or your team loses in FIFA or whatever, right? Something happens. The way you react, your nervous system, right? Oh, that's bad news. Oh, I can't accept that. Oh, that's dangerous. Oh no, it didn't go my way. It goes against the ego. Oh no, and all these things affects your accelerates your aging, your cortisol, your
Yeah.
aging, affects your energy level, your empowerment, your courage, your energy to conquer the day, or oh my God, all these bad things happening to me, and I'm just a victim, and I can't even breathe. I'm just uh. So what it is really, like you said, it's really energy. It's really
Yes.
energy, and the beauty about um, SOMA Breathwork is that, to me, it's just you are recharging your energy. You are doing it yourself. You are return. This it's a technique that's proven that allows you to go return back to your best physiological state that you can at right your best physiological state. It's preventative maintenance, as well as you're treating yourself to, it's like maintenance, like a car. Like you have to bring it in to change the
The
oil.
mechanic.
Yeah, the
The
mechanic, right? You
mechanic
gotta,
is us, the coach.
yeah,
We are the
you are,
mechanics.
yeah. You're fixing yourself, but you need someone to teach you how to fix yourself, right? It's too costly. Don't try to figure out yourself. Each level of instruction, but obviously find someone like amazing as you or me who are, I think, I'm going to brag a little bit about ourselves. I think you and I are beyond just the money. Of course,
Oh, yes.
yeah, just the money.
Yes.
I could sense your, like, no, you really want to help people. There's a genuine authenticity to it. Like, how can
Yes.
I, yeah.
It's
So
my
that's where
passion.
it's your passion, right? It's both our passion. We could go on and on forever because we want to help women overcome. And I call my breathwork journey becoming beautiful inside and out again, right?
Yes, I love
You,
that. It's so I love that. And just remember, everyone who's watching this, the more you breathe, the faster you age. The less you breathe, you live longer. And we want to live longer, but in health. It's not just about being 100-year-old and ill and in your bed and you cannot walk. So that is why it's so deep and profound the science behind SOMA Breath and everything that you're going to learn with us, if you take the chance to, take Patrick's program, is another tool in your life to use it in your life. It's amazing.
So, Claudia, one more closing question is, what would you tell the woman who's listening right now and believes she's broken? What advice can you give?
I can hear you. I feel you. I was there too. I also thought that it was broken, but we feel that because we're listening too much in the outside, right? We've been manipulated by the outside, telling us so many years that always something is wrong with us. Mm-hmm. We are wrong when we start ovulating. We are wrong when we get into menopause. We're always wrong. So up your ears, breathe, okay? Bring the awareness back. It's not going to be automatically, right? Because again, the mindset is something that you need to work with if you're willing to. But one breath work is going to give you so much clarity already about, oh, this is an illusion. This is because I am always believing in other people think or in the society, right? Mm-hmm. It's not what you truly are. So I will say that transcend that fear of being broken. Mm-hmm. And just be brave for 1 second, book a call, right? And try how incredible and amazing you are. And believe me, everyone has, I felt that before too, like I'm broken, something's wrong with me, this is But no one, again, has the responsibility, and this is important for you to know, no one has the responsibility to help you with that. Mm-hmm. It's your own responsibility to take action, to find something different, right? Because if you don't feel that your life is the most important thing in your life, no one else is going to think that your life is more important, right? So no one cares, actually. You have to be the one who cares the most about my life. So because I love myself, that's why self-love is so important. I'm going to give the chance to get better and to learn and to breathe and to, and to move and to dance and to become this incredible woman that you're going to become if you allow yourself to do so.
Wow. Claudia, yeah, I love everything you share with me because it perfectly aligns with what we teach. Healing isn't just about what you put on your skin. It's about how you regulate your nervous system.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing all your wisdom and your real story. Is there anything we didn't get a chance to discuss, or any questions you want to ask me?
I will say that this is going to be the best part of your life, and knowing that you're going to die, if it's not today, when are you going to take action? Just like we are going to die anyway. We don't know when. This is the second part of your life where you can become a goddess. You're already a goddess, but you can, just, create a life that you really want. So just give that chance for you. You will become this great goddess for sure.
Exactly, Claudia. Claudia, you're a real life inspiration, real life example. Thank you.
Thank you for your invitation.
Yeah, no, you're a real life guiding light, because there are so many women who are struggling, and so many women who are silently struggling, and so many women who are struggling who don't know the next step. They don't know where to go now. And they may be going backwards or sideways or doing the same old, topical or stuff that is a shortcut that doesn't really get to the root of things. So thank you for being this real life inspiration and example. And, someone that's gone through the journey with breath work and sharing your vulnerabilities, and that's courage too, right? The courage to share, like, hey, this is what I went through. Doesn't define me. It's just what I went through. It's like a movie. I went through that movie scene, and this is how I reacted. And I love what you said. It's not what happened to you, because it happens to everyone, something, but it's how you react eventually. Right. Exactly. And that's where it tests your nervous system, how you eventually look and feel. And it's okay to me. It's okay. You didn't know how to react 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's okay. You didn't know yet. I didn't know yet until the time comes where, okay, maybe I should react differently now. or respond differently. And that's where breath work comes into play, because it allows you the bridge to like, okay, let me try to reset my nervous system and give myself a chance, right,
Yes.
to feel better. So thank you, Claudia. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
this. Thank you.
It was amazing.
Yeah.